very nearly cost him his life. That's how San Antonio's police chief described one officer's actions this morning to stop a suspect who fired directly at him.
Eyewitness News reporter Erica Zucco is live at the Prue substation where the officer serves. And Erica, police have the suspect in custody, but why isn't this case closed?
Well, Jeff and Deborah, police say that the officer was released from the hospital, and the chief said that he did a, quote, fantastic job handling this case. But SAPD is going to continue to investigate to see if that suspect was connected to any other potential crimes or potential suspects.
The teen accused of opening fire on a San Antonio police officer is in critical condition at University Hospital after an overnight shootout that started with a pursuit and ended with an attempted capital murder charge.
The officer did a fantastic job in capturing this suspect.
SAPD says Officer Drew Mathewson saw a vehicle believed to be connected to a shooting from this weekend. Investigators say the driver tried to escape and veered into this apartment complex on Hamilton Wolf. They say he ran on foot, waited for the officer, and shot him, hitting his shoulder just out of the reach of body armor. Authorities say Officer Mathewson shot back and kept working. He's only been on the job for a year, but the chief says he went above and beyond.
I can't emphasize the officer stayed with the suspect, held him till other officers arrived, even though he had been shot.
Mathewson is now out of the hospital and on administrative duty during his recovery and SAPD's investigation. Police say the teenage suspect will face an attempted capital murder charge if he gets out. And they say there could be more arrests coming.
There's some suspicion that this suspect may be part of a larger group working in this area.
And SAPD says that at this point they can't release what shooting this may have been connected to because all of that is an ongoing investigation. Live at the Prue Road substation, Erica Zucco, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.